A good Erev Shabbos, Parshas Baha'alosecha, a taste of Shabbos. Thank you to Torah Anytime for sharing our Torah around the globe. In the final psukim of this week's Parsha, even though Miriam and Aaron may have certainly meant for the best in speaking about their brother Moshe, that Miriam stated that Moshe separated from his wife Tzipporah ever since Har Sinai, and was that an appropriate thing to do. Nevertheless, we're taught here in the Torah and by the Chafetz Chaim himself that they should have been more dan lekav zchus. They should have thought, this is Moshe Rabbeinu, and asked him, and not supposed that maybe he did something wrong. And so Hashem goes ahead and calls all three of them to the Ohel Moed, and Aaron and Miriam are not able to come because they're not in a state of Tahara. Mida keneged mida. You want to know why Moshe Rabbeinu is not allowed to be in the tent with his wife marrying? He's not allowed because he always 24/7 has to be available to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So, the power of Torah does not inflict Aaron with tzaras, but we know Miriam HaNeviah, Miriam, the great Miriam, who carried the supim u'mecholos, the instruments, out of Mitzrayim, nevertheless, she is given the consequence of tzaras, and Klal Yisrael sees that Miriam is in quarantine. And then we see an amazing thing, that she has to wait, of course, 7 days. Vatisager Miriam michutz lamachane shivas yamim. And then it states, Va'am lo nasa ad he'asef Miriam. That the nation waited the 7 days for her to become out of quarantine. Not the 14 days that Israel requires today, which was a Havamina in the Torah, but 7 days. And the Torah goes out of its way to tell us, Ha'am lo nasa ad he'asef Miriam. The nation did not leave without Miriam. Well, why would the nation have left without Miriam? So we're taught, the Seforno says, that the cloud started moving. Afal pisha anan sar me'ala oel, even though it was evident. Nevertheless, the Am did not want to go. Why didn't the Am want to go? Because they had great feelings for her. Laval Yisu ad he'asef Miriam hagam shadavar had tolei b'nesiyas ha'anan haTorah me'ida ki gam hem hayu chveitzim be'ikva lechabda. The Orach Chaim states that the nation itself wanted to wait for her. Orach Chaim says, and if they would have known the whole schus of the Be'er was because of Miriam, for sure they wouldn't have wanted to go without her. But then Rashi brings the well-known Sifri, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu stated, Zeh kavod cholak lo hamakom. God shared a little bit of honor for Miriam, b'shvil sha'acha shenisakva leMoshe, for the little bit of time that she waited and looked out when she put Moshe in the Nilus, kishahushloch le'or. Shenemar, as it states in Shmos, v'asei satzav achoso merachok, v'adas ma yeyasa lo. You see that since Miriam went ahead and she waited to see whether her brother, what would be with him when she left him in the Nile, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave her honor 81 years later. Now the kasha is, why does it say HaKadosh Baruch Hu? What about Moshe? Wouldn't Moshe have wanted to wait for his sister? Moshe, whose entire life was saved, was brought to fore because of Miriam's nevuah. Why is it that Moshe Rabbeinu, we see he prayed for her, Keil Norafon Allah. Why did Moshe say, we're waiting for my sister? So perhaps Moshe would have said, we're waiting for our sister. But the Torah is going out of its way, and the Sifri is punctuating the Koach HaChesed. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu remembers every single deed, not for a day, not for a week, and not for a year, but in this case for 81 years. It was in Miriam's spiritual bank account. We live in a world where people forget what was done for them the next minute, the next hour, and the next day. Kadosh Baruch Hu is showing us no. The Koach HaChesed is eternal. When a person puts goodness into this world, it's to be remembered forever. Let's put lots of goodness in this world. And there are a lot of people who have been in quarantine, like Miriam Hanaviah. Our task is to put good there, and that goodness will last forever. Good Shabbos.